Good afternoon, Lake Country Lutheran. I hope this video finds you well and safe and healthy in the midst of everything we have going on. I know I speak for every one of your teachers when I say that I pray for you daily and I miss you dearly. We are in the midst of some unprecedented times, some experiences that none of us could have ever predicted, and it's dramatically changed the way in which school works and honestly how life works for each and every one of us. But with that being said, we at Lake Country Lutheran are dedicated to continuing to provide the same experience that you would receive here in the building as much as we possibly can. And the most important part of that experience remains your walk with Jesus Christ and your walk in faith with one another. Therefore, in spite of all of the situations and everything that's going on, we want to continue to keep Lift going as much as possible. Now, I know it's going to look a lot different and it's not the same as it normally would be, but what a time for connection and what a time for us to live in fellowship despite the limitations that we do have. As it says in Hebrews 10:25, let us not neglect to meet together, as is the habit of some, but continuing to encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. We're certainly in crazy, trying times, and with that, we need each other more now than ever. In this era of social distancing, we need to make sure that we continue to connect with one another because it's these relationships that make us different. As students and members of the LCL family, you are called to be different, and in this case, we have a wonderful opportunity to continue to show how different we are, that our relationships can continue, and that our ministry and Lift can continue despite the fact that we're not together. So with all that considered, we've executed a plan that will allow us to continue Lift in a little bit of a different way. Now, many of you have already met with Lift groups via Zoom or Teams or FaceTime or whatever, and you've been in contact, and that's great, but we want all of our Lift groups to be able to connect. So in order to do that, we've moved Lift to an every other week type of thing. This week we are technically off, but that week is meant for your Lift groups to schedule when you'll be meeting next week. So next week, April 20th through the 24th, is a Lift week. And during that week, your group should be meeting together and finding a way to connect and talk and get some social interaction that you wouldn't have otherwise. But we also want to provide some structure and something to actually talk about rather than talking about social distancing and coronavirus all the time. Let's get back into the Word. Therefore, our theme next week is going to be a book of the Bible. It's the book of Exodus. Exodus has a lot of themes and a lot of topics that are very similar to what you and I are going through right now. Now, we're not going to read the whole book of Exodus. Rather, I have a video that will be posted to this new course that you've been added to, the Lift course. It's a class for the entire school that has every student and every teacher in it. And I will continue to post updates to it that will set us up for the next week. So your job for next week is to watch the attached video, the video that talks about the book of Exodus and puts some of these themes in context and gives us a better perspective of where God is and everything that's going on right now. In the meantime, your Lift leaders should be setting up an opportunity for you to connect next week, and you can discuss what you found in that video and how it applies to what's going on right now. I'm thrilled and excited that we have the technology and the tools that are available to allow us to continue Lift. It's one of the best things about LCL. The family atmosphere that we have is incredible. I'm excited that this Schoology course will allow us to create some organized Lift discussions moving forward, and I'm excited to see how this continues. In the meantime, I miss all of you. I'm praying for you, and you are loved. We will see you soon, and I cannot wait for that day. In the meantime, stay healthy and stay safe.